What's up, y'all? Welcome back to My Really Competitive Life. I'm your host, Charles Chapman. Guys, coming to you today. Got something that kind of been blowing my mind, really, here. Just looking at what's going on. States are reopening from COVID-19, with pandemics kind of slowing down, quarantines kind of easing up a little bit. We're still social distancing, of course. We're still trying to be as safe as we can be, but we're trying to get back to a sense of normalcy and reopen the economy. So with that, people are getting out of the house. They're allowed to leave their houses for the first time in months. Months on months. So, bored people looking for something to do. There's not a lot that's open just yet. There's no pro sports on TV. There's no college sports on TV. There's not a lot going on. You can only stream so many movies. You can only watch so many Netflix specials. So many true crime documentaries. You can only watch Tiger King so many times in a row before you just get tired, right? Well, anyway, coming to you today, what I see is what we call the worst Saturday in the NFL in recent years, and this last Saturday. And something that's got kind of a bit of a concern for the NFL. They really need to take a look at this. This is probably the worst offseason they've had in a little over a decade. But there's been so many guys that have been arrested in the last week, and just in the last month alone. We're looking at a lot of guys that have been arrested, especially in the last week. And it's kind of raised the question for me: what is going on with these football players? They got contracts. They can make $100,000 a couple $100,000 a year. They can make a couple $1 million a year. And they're going out blowing their future on violent crimes, domestic crimes. Just stupid stuff. What's going on? And it's just, it's interesting. I looked up the statistics and everything. USA Today has a kind of an arrest tracker that they actually keep track of who's been arrested and for what in the NFL. And I thought that was the most ironic thing in the world, that they actually have a tracker for this. Because obviously the USA Today is seeing it too. But anyway, this tracker goes back a long time. They've been keeping track of this for a while. But I looked it up. There have been 12 total arrests of NFL players since January 1, 2020. And the funny thing is, since April 28th, when we started easing back on these quarantine rules and started letting people leave the house a little bit more, go to different places to get groceries, get food, go hang out, there have been 6 NFL players arrested since April 28th. And since May 16th, a week ago, not even a week ago, not 7 days, but just in the last week, there have been 5 guys arrested. And it just begs this question as to what is going on in the NCAA or in the NFL right now for these guys that are just go out. How bored can you be to just go out and do something stupid and put your NFL future on the line? And it's interesting because on April 28th, Kansas City Chiefs defensive back Bashaud Breeland was arrested for drug possession, accused of marijuana possession, arrested at Fort Mill in South Carolina. And on the 16th, which was Saturday, I believe. Let me look at this. Yeah, the 16th, last Saturday. Like I said, probably the worst Saturday in the NFL in a long time. And Buffalo's defensive tackle Ed Oliver was arrested for a DUI charge and possession of a gun. He was pulled over, accused of driving while intoxicated and unlawfully carrying a weapon near Houston, Texas. That same day, Washington Redskins wide receiver Cody Latimer was arrested for gun possession as well, accused of felony discharge of a weapon in Englewood, Colorado, after deputies responded to a report of shots fired. And on that day as well, Seattle's Quinton Dunbar and New York Giants defensive back DeAndre Baker were arrested together, charged with armed robbery, accused of being involved in an armed robbery of cash and jewelry at a party in Miramar, Florida. And so that's obviously the worst Saturday right there. You got 4 guys all get arrested on one Saturday for different charges related to guns and drugs and violent robbery. So that's definitely a concern for the NFL. The latest one, this just happened 3 days ago. Green Bay Packers defensive lineman Montravius Adams was arrested on the 19th of May. According to police reports, he was pulled over for driving with expired registration. He was arrested then in Georgia's Houston County and charged with possession of less than an ounce of marijuana. driving without insurance, and suspended, canceled, revoked vehicle registration. Play in the NFL, you make lots of money. You're not exactly a millionaire, but you can't get your insurance and your registration up to date. Not good. Not good for Montravius Adams, and obviously not good for the Green Bay Packers, and definitely not good for the NFL's image in terms of its players. And so, no word on suspensions coming down just yet, and no really word on the verdict for these cases. It'll take a couple months before we find out what these guys will end up being, what the future will be for them. A lot of these guys are facing decades behind bars for armed robbery and possession of guns and stuff like that, so it's going to be a very serious situation with those guys. And so just to me, it just kind of makes me wonder, what are we doing? What are you doing? I'd give anything to be that guy in that shoes. And of course, it's kind of hard to sit there and say what you do in somebody's shoes until you're actually in those shoes. So we all make mistakes. That's fine. That's fair. We all make mistakes. But Jordan Lewis, defensive back for the Dallas Cowboys, put it best. A tweet sent out May 16, 2020. I tried to find it. Couldn't find it. But somebody cited it. Somebody screenshot it. And here it is. It was basically... Jordan Lewis tweeted, "We are in quarantine. How y'all getting into this much trouble?" And I couldn't have said it better than that, Jordan. We are in quarantine. How y'all getting into this much trouble? Exactly. Over and out, folks. Let me know what you think. If you hear anything else, leave those in the comments below. I'm sure we'll probably see a few more guys get in trouble before June and July end, and training camp starts back in August. Hopefully we can get through the rest of the summer without any problems. If not, well, there will be consequences for actions. Let's hope that these guys can stay out of trouble so that they can enjoy football in their careers. Over and out, guys. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Have a good day.